I started my residency program at St. Vincent's the beginning of September of 1997. That was a year long. I was hired as chaplain in surgery in September of 1998, and I am still the chaplain in surgery on medical leave. I normally go to work about 6:30 or between 6 and 6:30 in the morning, because surgery starts. First surgeries almost every day are at 8, and that's just a very, very busy time back there, and there are people to see. This is what patients go through. They come in, they sign a bunch of papers. One of the papers they sign mentions that they could die. Probably not going to do it, but the way insurance and everything is, they got to tell you everything, and they're going to give you anesthesia, and so all the clothes are taken away from them. Eventually, everything's taken away. They may have false teeth, they may have a hearing aid, but and they can keep them as long as they can. But when you go back to surgery, you've given up everything. They're in a numinous place. They're in a strange place. And they're brought into a place which no one can go unless they are part of the process that happens back there. So they're going to an unknown region. Not only is everybody dressed in these strange clothes, but they're all wearing a mask. And so here they are, and they have just met, probably for the first time, the man or woman who is going to render them unconscious. And hopefully they think to themselves, wake them up. Because one of the very common anxieties for people in surgery is around anesthetic and loss of control. Imagine the relinquishment that is involved in this process for the patient. So they're rolled into this place where their body is going to be changed by someone who quite possibly they've had 1 or 2 meetings with. So they are being asked to do this incredible piece of trust. Then they're going to wake up in another room, being taken care of by a stranger, waking up to a very probable, painful reality. And in most cases, of course, a successful surgery, almost overwhelmingly, even in situations where life is terribly bleak and things are not going to be able to be cured, there are excellent palliative things and other things. So, but if you look at what initiation is about, of going down to the unknown place, being rendered vulnerable and being changed, this is a very powerful experience for patients. And part of my ministry, a critical part of my ministry, has been for me to stay in touch with that. And it is so important for us to stay in touch with what this means to the patient. Not so we get all hyped up about all that stuff, but that we honor it in them, and that we do what we can to support their soul in that process.